Bum 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 bum. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Bucket Think Tank. And today we're going to talk about a very interesting Disney movie, possibly one of the most pretentious, but also one of the most creative, Fantasia. So the year is 1940. This movie comes out, and it is amazing. A combination of great animation, an actual live orchestra, which granted they were already doing, like the concept of a non-live orchestra is kind of foreign today, but that's primarily because like only The Simpsons and I think Family Guy are the only ones that actually use a live orchestra. But here it is just pure artistic expression because this is what Walt likes at the end of the day. Walt is kind of a theater nerd. He really is. He likes the show, the presentation. He likes exploring things. He likes communicating an emotion and feeling. And the problem is, they're like, this movie didn't do that well. Well, to be fair, my understanding is this was actually one of the top grossing films of that year, but this film was expensive. Animation is still expensive, but imagine it today. Oh, back in the 40s at least. Oh, ooh, 40s. Oh, gee, hang on a second. Hang on a second. Hang on. Let me look my face. All right. W. Ooh, 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 ooh. Like this came out in 1940. World War II won't end for another 5 years. So yeah, yeah. Now the thing about Fantasia is, taking aside all the creativity, all the great animation that comes from it, there are like three responses to Fantasia. There's this one,
Yeah, E minor, alright, yeah!
this one, and one that really is me, this one.
Neat.
It's neat. It's neat. This fun little thing, because at the end of the day, a lot of this has not really survived the test of time. There's not really a huge clamor for more Fantasia, more something like this. This tends to get parodied a lot. The concept of classical music playing through cartoons is not new. Warner Brothers loved it. Okay, but Tiny Toons would do a parody of this. Um, and probably some other shows did off the top of my head. But yeah, overall, no. Rocko's Modern Life did one too. That was in that one. That was about Ralph Bighead wanting to get the Big Heads show canceled. No, the Fatheads. The show was called the Fatheads, and he tried to get Rocco, Heifer, and Filbert to make their own show and hopefully get it taken off the air. But he decided to make the show as best as it could be, and he basically did a parody of Fantasia, and it got cool. It got pulled, and Ralph was like, "You don't know what real art is." So this is it. This is it. This is supposed to be a bit of culture, a bit of expression. Like, hey, let's take some funny drawings and play with them. Let's play colors and music and put them together and see what you get. There you go. That is it. But at the same time, you're like, there's no story here. Like the action's all over the place. Sometimes, like classical music's like all music. If it resonates with you, it resonates with you. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Animation's the same way, like this. So as the music plays, light comes up. Cool. And yeah, other times you'll get like dinosaurs fight. I'm like, yeah, but you'll have already fallen asleep by then, and it's a whole thing. It's a whole skidoo. But anyway, let's sort of break down these things here. All right. So our first one here, and I'm going to butcher a bunch of names. I'm going to butcher a bunch of names. So shut up or just criticize me in the comment section. Your choice. Toccata and Fugue in D minor by Johann Sebastian Bach is your classic. Hey, let's just have the lights go. We'll play lights and colors to the music. It is great. It'll help your child fall asleep. Um, Again, if you like the music, it will be fine. It will be fine. Before the Nutcracker Suite was abused to hell, this was his debut by Tchaikovsky. And I like it. It's cute. I like this one a bit better than the first one because there's stuff visually happening. I like the idea of the music telling a story. You don't really get that with the first one. But again, there's no real set narrative to it. Next is the crazy one. This one was crazy. The Rite of Spring, all right, by Stravinsky. Now, it's a visual history of Earth's beginning, and that's cool. But all I remember is the T Rex coming in, totally ready to just kill everybody, and then they die off. It is the progression of life and death and joy and sorrow, depending on who you ask. I guess to the T Rex, there's not much sorrow in not getting to eat. But you could also say to the other dinosaurs, there's not much sorrow in being eaten. But it doesn't matter because they're wiped out in this story. It is wild. But it's still cool. It's fun. It's why we let it go. And then we have the Pastoral Symphony, all right, with centaurs and centaurettes, and they're trying to get laid, pretty much. And then there's one that's alone, and they gotta get over it. But then they find somebody, and then it's like Zeus comes in and Dionysus, and I'm like, this is wild and crazy, man. But at the same time, like, I'm glad the story's picking up. But next scene, we're never gonna see these guys again. Okay, okay, what next? What next? Well, after that, it's hippo propaganda. That's right. I'ma say it. Dance of the Hours, all right, by Puncelli. All right. So it's a comic ballet in 4 sections, and okay, sure. That to me doesn't matter because all anyone really talks about is, well, actually, to be fair, we'll see sort of ostriches and other animals doing ballet a lot more later. Again, Tiny Toons did a parody of this. Well, I don't think it was a parody of this, but there was a whole Swan Lake thing. And granted, there's no swans here. The ostriches, were there swans in this one? Were there? I don't have the strength to go back to this movie. I really can't. But hippo propaganda. These hippos, like, look at all the hippos. They're nice and gentle and artistic. No, they cannot be trusted. They know no loyalty. All right. Ironically, the alligator is possible, or is this a crocodile? The alligator is more trustworthy than the nefarious hippo. And then, of course, we have the two ones that the people know the most. All right, we have the legendary Night on Bald Mountain. All right, and this one, people love this one. Why? Because Chernobog, the devil, the demon comes in and he summons like souls to be tortured and lifted up and set down and lift up and set down and lift up and set down. And what happens then? The sun comes up and he goes to bed. Like the weirdest thing about it is he just goes like he doesn't go away. He just like, well, I'll become the mountain again. And then when the sun goes down, we'll do it again. It's a it's a thing. It's a thing. Ugh. And then, of course, we have the legendary Sorcerer's Apprentice. So, this is Mickey being stupid. This really is. And I like it. I miss the era when Mickey was just kind of stupid. I miss the era when he had a temper. I miss the era when he was a prankster. I miss problematic Mickey. Not super problematic Mickey. Blackface Mickey can stay away. But then again, like, Mickey also stole a boat early on, so it's hard to say. But whatever, whatever. So this is Mickey as the Sorcerer's Apprentice, who we'll see later in Kingdom Hearts as a main character in Kingdom Hearts 2. And then he'll be just kind of like sitting in a chair for the entirety of the series. And he'll stand up from that chair and then sit down in that chair. Pretty much it. That's what Yensid does. But anyway. So this one's fun. It's got all the energy. It's telling a more cohesive story that you don't feel like you need to like totally understand here. Like, well, the music is to symbolize the birth and death and life, and like the violins are playing, and the French horns, of course. This is just Mickey puts on a hat he's not supposed to put on, and brings a bunch of brooms to life, and chaos ensues. There we go. It is fun. And Mickey would wear this suit for years. For years. At one point, it was like his official uniform. Not his official uniform, but he would often use it for the opening of a VHS. It was wild. Yeah, yeah, that was it. Fantasia at the end of the day is a creative endeavor. All right, this is something that Walt clearly wanted to make. He's had on his mind for a while. And sort of like George Lucas, he felt, okay, I think the technology is where we needed to be to really tell this story, or like do this thing, do this project. Was he rewarded for it? Well, as time goes on, it has a legacy, but it's not a movie people want to watch. People that have an appreciation for classical music and the story that can be told through it, yeah, fans of animation probably definitely like this. I could see that as well. But people that actually want to sit down and watch a whole cohesive story and not a series of vinegar, ostriches, probably not for them. Like when I think of Disney, I don't think of Fantasia. I think of course, Snow White, Cinderella, The Great Mouse Detective, Aladdin, DuckTales, Treasure of the Lost Lamp. You know, I think of those things. Or I think of when I think of Mickey, I don't really think of Fantasia. I think of Mickey and the Beanstalk. Or I think beyond that and think of something like a Goofy movie or DuckTales Treasure of the Lost Lamp. Um, those are things I think of. When I think of a sort of Greek mythology, I think of Hercules. When I think of mushrooms dancing, I think of Alice in Wonderland. Um, really, this is sort of where like all these other ideas Walt probably had come to like hang out. Like, yeah, we weren't fully formed, and we don't know what to do with Cherny over there. Chernobog is like his own separate entity. But that's kind of it. Again, which fan are you when it comes to Fantasia? Are you
Neat.
Let me know in the comment section, and I'll catch you all later. This is Bucket Think Tank signing off. Thanks for watching as always. May your fandom serve you well.